Hello and welcome to Rule the Waves 3, playing as Japan on Super Large Plus Plus starting in 1890. We have made it to episode 45. It's 1920, January. We're doing the start of year review. We are doing the 5-year summary. We are comparing a plain 1920 start to our present situation. We are fighting a war with Great Britain, although they have no fleet left, so it's just a matter of time before there is peace. Can we grab some more territories? How big are the war operations going to be? Who knows? And we have an ongoing invasion of the Solomons in the South Pacific, so lots to cover, so let's jump in. You know what's better than playing Rule the Waves? Watching someone present Rule the Waves with PowerPoint. So let's kick it off. 1920. How time flies. So it's not only that time of year, but it's that time of every 5 years and that time of sort of an analysis of starting point, because 1920 is one possible start of the game. So we'll compare the default start to our current position or current status or whatever. But first, 1920, where are we? We have seized Hong Kong and Malaya. We have seized Burma and Yemen. We have invaded the Solomons. We couldn't reach Kamchatka and we couldn't reach Fiji, so I'm not sure why I had fantasized about those two holdings. Yeah. Russia and the US of A, they have created this unholy alliance. Germany 26 against their hated enemy, but they don't want to declare war. Why? Only the AI knows. Nothing more to report. I'm still stuck at 55,500. Because I forgot to start a new build. I have one building now, but I forgot it. But between those two dock builds, the one I started just 5 months ago, yes, because we have gotten rid of undeveloped shipbuilding industry. Yay, finally. And we didn't even notice, or I didn't notice. Could have happened in a couple episodes back when I was kind of fed up with the whole war and just clicked through several turns. I'm not sure. Maybe there was a pop-up. I don't remember. Wasn't a very big one anyway. Yeah. Shipbuilding is okay. More than okay. And we started building capital ships with 16-inch guns, and we need a lot of those. So shipyards are going to be busy. Yeah. And the rest is down to 0 again. It briefly sprung up to 2, but we won a couple of battles in the Indian Ocean, and now it's down to 0. Budget is not too far from 1 million. We're not there quite yet, but we're not that far away. So resources continue to grow at just under 1,000 a year. We have taken a bunch of new territories, so it's up to 1722, but it's in the grand scheme of things, this is like, what, 5% of our economy? Yeah, something like that. It's very small. Budget modifier snuck up to 26 from 25, not a huge difference, but with base resource spread like this, base resources plus colony resources, 33,500, so even one budget modifier is worth quite a bit. We're building at 56,500, but we are overbuilding by 19, so it's not completely true, but I mean, we have saved up the money, so we can do this. Target is 100k, and it looks like 400 is okay for the game at Super Large Plus Plus. Normally I try to stay below 300, but I let it grow more, and there was no trouble. We're in the A- tier. We're behind Germany by a little bit, but it's just a few percent now, so US moving away from Germany, quickly catching up with Great Britain. Our fleet is quite modest, I would say, but the quality is very good. We have 3 pretty much obsolete at this point battle cruisers of the EA class remaining. I have 5 and 3 almost completed 14-inch battle cruisers. And I have started building some 16-inch battle cruisers that are faster. I have 10 14-inch battleships. I've started building 16-inch battleships, and I've planned a bunch more. Light cruisers need well, they need replacing eventually, but those 25 knotters, they can be kicked out, but 27 knotters can be retained and maybe even refitted. But deck space is gonna be an issue for them since they have such heavy secondary batteries. I'm building 1500-ton destroyers with oil now, very modern. Research slowed down quite considerably. There is quite a few techs to be researched in the 20s, but not nearly as much as in the 1900s, and especially the 1910s. So I'm scaling back to 10% because we are basically ahead of the curve. So we are fighting an uphill battle against introduction date. So we can just chill instead. Amphibious got put to high to maybe increase my invasion range, but probably too little too late. Waiting for purpose-built CVL and double, and later, well into the 20s, triple light cruiser main battery mounts, that is. So the summary of the past 5 years, has it been good? Has it been bad? Did we accomplish what we set out to do? Yeah, kind of. Economic growth continues to be strong. I mean, it's never been bigger, but you can see the rate of growth is slowing down. So in absolute terms, we are growing as more than ever, but in relative to previous 5 years, then we've slowed down. So the truly growth spurt era is now over. On the other hand, we will continue to enjoy higher than normal growth rates. So it's going to be a good period for us. Not US of A good, but still good. We now have 88 points of colonies in 26 areas. We took Hong Kong, Malaya, Burma, and Yemen. Budget modified. That fluctuates quite a bit, but it is what it is. So budget is pretty high now. Fleet size is barely changed because I scrapped the rest of my obsolete ships. Tensions are high plus, or not extreme, because there are plenty of nations not with high tensions. Alliances, I have none. Wars fought 4 and 1 ongoing. So basically, this war, it's taken from 17, early 17, whole of 18, whole of 19, and now into 1920. Well, much stronger than 1905. I should read 1915. Fixed it. Yeah. So we're quickly growing, but in percentage, it's slowing down. No alliances, but we don't need any. Our fleet is second to none in terms of quality, but not size. And we've gotten rid of that annoying undeveloped shipbuilding industry thing, so everything builds faster. But kind of costs more because there are fewer months to spread the costs out on. S tier. I have Great Britain with an asterisk there. Their fleet is definitely not S tier. It's complete trash, and what stuff they have is very bad. Old crap, mostly. And I looked at their destroyers. They have no destroyers bigger than 600 tons. So all the destroyers are 5 and 600 tons. So I think the game has made them skip 1100, 900, 1100, and 1500, which never seen anyone be that unlucky with their destroyer research. That's something, but that explains why we saw those swarms of 500-ton destroyers. US definitely moving into the A tier. The biggest fleet on the planet is Germany, and they have a strong economy, but they are obviously slowing down. So I'm putting myself up there with Germany, despite having a smaller economy, a smaller fleet, and less tech, because the quality of what I bring to the table, it's just better. B tier, France alone, Russia, Italy, clearly behind France. France has recovered from the beating I gave them. Russia, kind of. D tier is empty as usual, then Spain, then China. So, plans for the next 10 years, not just the 5 years, but 10 years. Expand bases that I already have, where it's needed and economically viable. The more you build a base up, the more it costs to keep expanding it. So, yeah, Indian Ocean, South Pacific, that sort of thing. Get it up to a decent level so I can fight off. I want more than anyone else has in all my key territories. Also, establish a moderate network of air bases. That means maximum size as needed in key locations. Some smaller air bases for naval patrol aircraft in other places, and in some location maybe no air bases at all, because there will never be any aircraft there, so it's useless to build it. Now time to transition not to the Dreadnought era, but the Super Dreadnought era. This is the 20s, there is no naval treaty, so we will just keep pushing. We have 16-inch main battery guns, we have more armor, and we have more speed, so you compare my last generation of ships, this is a big step up. From around 1925, start slowly building up a carrier fleet that will be operational, not necessarily by 1930. We will have some carriers by then, but I would say that early 30s is when it will be fully operational. We will research and design and build some heavy cruisers, not because we have to, or because it's necessarily a good idea in terms of the battle generator, but we will do it because we want to and we can afford to. It can be fun to design some other stuff, even when there isn't a treaty. Who doesn't like 16 10-inch guns on a cruiser going wee fast? That's fun stuff, until you meet some enemy battle cruisers and they put a 15 or 16-inch shell in you, and then it's not so fun anymore. We will also do the fast true light cruisers. We will eventually move away from the protected cruiser, but for now the 8,000-ton protected cruiser is as good as it gets. I should really note that we get the fast all or nothing true light cruiser, not protected cruiser, at 10 kilotons. So sometime late in the 20s, I think, it increases the tonnage cap for light cruisers. Then we can start to think very differently. And another error, 1500-ton DDs. I have a magic ability to change what's on the screen. Wow. You can always use more short victorious wars. This has been a long war, but it had a different purpose. This time it was basing, it was full control of Southeast Asia, and it was oil, and it was starting to establish the Indian Ocean as our territory. An easy opponent to beat up now would be Russia, even with its alliance with the US, or maybe because of the alliance with the US. The US has no real ability to fight us over time in our own territory, so it could end up with us beating up the Russians and then claiming, say, Hawaii, Midway, Aleutians, probably not Alaska because it's 8 points or something, so very expensive. But you can see where this is going. Or just a quick war for reparations. That's also possible. China is an opponent that we could tackle just for the reparations and the lost territories. Not because we need them or they are not economically important, but because we want to and we can. But I'm willing to fight anyone now. We can get to grips, I think, with Italy. We could quarrel with just about anyone. But it would be a very different fight. We would have to do some trade warfare. We would have to build those 100 subs and 100 armed merchant cruises, that sort of thing. But it could be a fun experiment in its own right. So I'm open to open to war. So a quick summary here. Battle and Prestige, it's up to 114 now, but it caps out at 60, so yeah. Imperial Japanese Navy, pretty small actually, but like I've said many times, we have the quality. The Royal Navy, this light blue line here, you can see it just plummets, so it's one of the smallest navies between Spain and China actually. Pretty sad, really. We need at least a decade to recover, probably longer. But by the time we reach the, let's say, mid-30s, they are going to have a big and hyper-modern fleet because I got rid of all their chaff. So, expect to see that. Resources, yeah, I commented this already, but we can see our little Japanese line, the red one here, it's creeping up. It's pretty steep still, but it's flattening out a little bit as compared to especially this section. Oh. The US just lives its own life now, way above everyone else, so soon they will be alone in that S tier. And we are slowly creeping up to meet Great Britain and Germany. Germany's naval resources in this game are a lot higher than historically, and the same goes for Japan. So Great Britain really gets the short end of the stick here. And we will continue to grow pretty fast. Not as fast as before, but faster than everyone else except the US. Ships lost in this war is 1 battlecruiser mined, 1 light cruiser mined, and 17 destroyers lost, plus auxiliaries and subs. So compare that to Great Britain. Some of these Bs and CAs were lost earlier, and CLs, I guess, but the vast majority of this has been taken out in this war. We certainly had many ships damaged, not as much this last year because the opposition was very weak, but before that, lots of opportunities to lose ships, but they always managed to limp home, and even without damage control training, so yeah, fine, I guess. But I lost fewer ships than I did with France, but with France you have to fight peer opponents or stronger opponents in their home zones. With Japan you don't, so definitely harder to fight Great Britain, I would say, in the Channel or the Bay of Biscay than fighting them in Southeast Asia. And finally, the start comparison. Obviously the prestige is different because you always start with 20, so 114 is a lot more than 20, so not so relevant. Docks, pretty big difference. More than 25%, 30%. Base resources is quite a gap. And I'm not looking at colonies here. This is just base resources. So the majority of that difference is the cumulative effect of war reparations plus later growth on top of that war reparations, if you understand what I mean. Which also translates to a higher budget. I've recalculated it to a 14 budget modifier equivalent. We have a smaller navy. Again, recalculated to super large, so this is a 20% reduction. Since this is 25 super large plus it's 25% bigger than super large, so I had to cut this by 20%. But the quality is different. With the starting fleet generated by the AI, you have all sorts of stuff, some good, some not so good. And rest to 0, you basically just start with 2, I think, always as Japan, so it's not something you can do anything about. Tech is practically identical. 1 or 2 categories had 1 more, 1 less, but basically the same, including guns, actually. So, in 1920 you can opt to start with a treaty. So that can be pretty cool if you want to sort of test out that paradigm. We have no treaty, of course, so the strategic situation with a 20s start is Japan 1920, so you have some colonies in China and in Korea, but nothing else. So my strategic situation is, of course, much stronger, since we've basically done more pre-1920 than Japan did in the whole of the Second World War. Yeah, not let's get building, but let's go play. So here we are, January 1920. I decided that since this PowerPoint intro was about 20 minutes long, it would be better to talk about principles for building ships, especially dreadnoughts, in a later episode, perhaps the next one, when there is peace and we have more time, so to speak. I am sending the Hiei, the 3 Hiei and the 2 Kizos, the light cruisers, are down to 24 knots now. So they are going back to Japan to mothball. I don't need them. I don't want them. So that's the first move towards towards or toward. I can never tell. I need a little AI assistant to tell me that. And these are so cheap that I will just let them drift around, but they have no practical value in the game. We also need to assign some commanders to this bad boy. Actually, poor admin, but lucky. He's not lucky enough to be commanding my stuff. Disciplinarian? I hate disciplinarians. Mines, 14 years in the minesweeper division. He shall rule the waves for a little while. Yeah, I can fit them into divisions when I have more. So that's basically it. I don't think I did anything else. No, I didn't do anything else between turns. I'm just turn on... no Great Britain ships. No Great Britain ships. I did send some light cruisers, but I said that already. What? What's... Cruiser battle. But another cruiser action. Okay. They accept the cruiser action. Do you really want to fight my light cruisers? I don't think they do, but I'll take it. I'll take it. We cannot expect to... yes, why not? We have float planes, so why not? But we spotted them before the float planes could report anything, so... They only have that one float plane, so... So it's a Crazefort class light cruiser that goes very fast indeed. So it could just evade us. And it does. Do I have any fast destroyers? Well, they're faster than the Lasso. Oh, here it comes. Let's change our path just a tiny bit so we don't run into any... What the... What? How, guys? How did you manage that? You incompetent twats. It's not sufficiently damaged to... Sure, that's not true, but okay. Yeah, here we get spotting reports. It's a little late, but... it's speed 0 and detached because of heavy flooding, so yeah, can go home. So... Comes the lasso. Oh my god. I don't think we'll catch up with that light cruiser anytime soon, but okay, yeah. Oh, we're going full tilt and it probably changed direction. Yeah, we can go home again. It's getting away, but it was very funny though. Not a great battle, but it was funny. So, one heavily damaged, one sunk, one sunk. We salute you for superior seamanship. I mean, can't be grumpy about this. 900-ton destroyer sunk and one 1100. Clearly, the Royal Navy is getting ready to get back at us. 7-inch quality -1. Sure, we had those, but I'm probably confused. South Pacific, Central Pacific. Yeah. Okay, so they can do trade warfare. I can't do trade warfare. Okay, it's fine. So we are within cap now, and we have a reasonable force of sub-hunters, minesweepers, armed merchant cruisers, battle cruisers, battleships, light cruisers. That's a nice force. We have a bigger force, or a similar force really here. Way more destroyers. We have our little over-the-cap invasion force. Have stuff here. So Hies will go mothball, and these two guys will also go mothball. Saved us a few pennies. At war for 3 years now. Okay. Been some ups and downs, mostly ups. Did 1920 change our invasion ranges? No, it's still 600. Had to check. Pretty far outside, so I don't think we will be able to invade Ceylon anytime soon, and that's a pretty... an 8-pointer, yes. It's just 1 point and 3 points. But letting Great Britain keep some colonies in the Indian Ocean, that's not so bad, because they have 150 now, but I'm building bases, so we would be on an equal footing, more or less. That would only make them come to me and get sunk again. And by that time, we will be able to invade definitely Zanzibar. But this is annoying. Absolutely wanted to take this. Subs are now mostly in the Indian Ocean, 2 in Northeast Asia. These can't move during war, but all my mobile subs are in the Indian Ocean. That's a bit surprising, I would say. Okay, turn. Sunk. Okay. Thinkings like that is why I always end up, not always, but I end up building some fast, very light cruisers that can work as colonial cruisers. 4,800 tons with colonial fittings, counts as a 6,000-ton ship. It works. Amagi, good. Are we researching any planes now? Yeah, it's a cute one. 21 knots though. No. Double reduction gears. That has to be machinery. Improved double gun mounts. Okay, so we can put tertiary guns in double mounts now, but we do not have the ability to have dual purpose dual mounts. So this is for now pretty redundant, but our DLs can have double mounts. Heavy fighting in the Solomons. Oh, wow. We have victory points for trade. That's impressive. Yeah, minus 11,000, so are not really... Above average, well connected. He can take care of some mothballed ships, right? Yes. Brilliant. And these two bad boys are done in 8 and 9 months. Maintenance 23. Can we push it down? These have proven completely pointless. No, I don't think we can substantially decrease anything here. Don't think Great Britain has managed to build any battleships, so we could probably stand down some of the battleships. They're building quite a few battleships now of a lot of different classes. Why? And some battle cruisers. Convoy attack. I will always do a good convoy attack. No. Battleship engagement. How did a single battleship get to us? No. No, no. Really? Oh, you are so confused sometimes, game. So, the only thing that really matters here is range. But in this case, it has practically the same range, but somewhat higher cruising speed, so can do the sweeps faster, and it anti-sub warfare from aircraft, not a big deal right now. Plus, this is poor, and it's a B version, so yeah, take this. Okay. South Pacific. I have light cruisers on trade protection in the South Pacific as well. They are probably not as fast as those bit teeny tiny British cruisers. Was I going to? Oh. No, surely we do not need all of these bad boys South. Small engagement. I can't really decline. This is cool. Can we start at speed 0? Ah, game. Why are you so unfun? Wow. What? I Get away from me, you bastard. I have guns too. Coup de gras. No, it missed. Was worth a try. Looked like it was dead in the water, so. Clearly the most entertaining battle of this entire year, possibly of the entire game. We didn't start at speed 0, but we sank a light cruiser. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna build more armed merchant cruisers, and they will have more of everything, especially torpedoes. This is just too funny. It will probably never happen again, but still too funny. Pandora took a torpedo, thinking through progressive flooding. And we put a 3-inch into it. Nice. Did we hit the destroyer? Gave it a light hit. No, that's the light cruiser destroyer. No, we didn't hit it. We shot at it, but we didn't hit it. Hilarious. Convoy system. Aircraft carrying airships. Yeah, we're not too deep into airships, so yes, we would like a new fighter, and it will have firepower and range. Okay, so we are overstacked anyway, so and we're active, so why not send this to Nagatos? From Northeast Asia to move South Pacific to help with the invasion effort. They have a light cruiser left. Cruiser. Do we have any battle cruiser in sort of? No. You guys can be on trade protection. It'll be fun. Strong breeze. Unknown ship sighted. I'm gonna take manual control of these guys and just see if we can. Royal light cruiser. Urazake. Can you do a snapshot on him? Ooh, close, close, close. Ayajimo. Can you pour torpedoes into the face of that cruiser? Yes, please. It says DD, but it is clearly too big to be a DD, so not a DD. It's the good old lasso. Or lasso. Kaki. Let's see if we can make it. No, it's a arc, but I'm damaged, so I will. This little trick. No, no, no. Turns away. Touch. Oh, the 500-ton destroyer sank. Oh, sad. It's the Craze Fort class. I'm pretty sure that's the same one that snuck away from us. Let's just make him turn a lot. Turning means you lose speed. Yeah. Don't run into my own torpedoes. Okay. It's done for. That's the problem with being 5,000 tons and very speedy. You have no staying power. So, one cruiser, one destroyer, nice. Patrol aircraft, fighting continues. Belamour. Oh no, the patrol boat. Almost as good as Coal Lighter number 16. South Pacific, Juno, Leander. They can't have very many light cruisers left. The South Pacific. There's one battleship. Is that really true? 6 light cruisers? Okay. I suppose it can be true. But now I am officially tired of this war. Karazawa. Southeast Asia. Indian Ocean. Yeah. So, Congos. Karazawas move to Indian Ocean. Below average. Well connected. Yes, he deserves a seagoing command. Clearly he does. I mean, what is more important than skill? It is, of course, connections. You knew that. No, wait. Yes. Japanese ship Naniva. It's gonna slip away because it's faster than me, but I don't want to risk being auto-sunk, so here we go. So we sighted it right away. So this guy will have a naval strike, torpedo, ready strike. Oh, so brilliant. Two planes. It's running away, of course, already. It's maybe it is a heavy cruiser. So it will be a heavy cruiser, select ready, and launch strike. Close down for float plane recovery. Oh, I forgot we don't have a catapult. That was not terribly smart. This one was terribly slow. I forgot that we didn't have the catapult. Otherwise, I wouldn't have launched it at all, of course. This is a World War I era. Pre-World War I era. Does it move? Wow. Technically, it still moves, but not anymore. Okay, another great victory for the Japanese Navy. Close to... and we could have catapults. Sunk by air. South Pacific. They keep doing the South Pacific thing. No. These two bad boys are almost done. These are almost in the Indian Ocean. Guys can go moved. Asia. Ball. Build air base in Djibouti, actually. And I think I want Singapore. July already. Great Britain is running out of light cruisers. Service. One needs a decent commander. The destroyer division, so let's go. Battleship engagement in Polynesia. That's something you rarely see. Enemy has sounded us about a negotiated. Should not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms. Yes. Cool. 14 points. Wow, that's pretty good. Ooh, so now the big question. We don't need war reparations, not really, because our economy is, I would say, strong enough. So now we have to decide what we want to pursue for the future. We probably would like to get into additional wars with Great Britain. So we could continue our expansion into the Indian Ocean, but that's already half ours and can be taken away later. So spending points on that is not so very useful. South Pacific is nothing more than a sideshow. Kamchatka we can take at a later date. This leaves of they have lost Malta already because they had a rebellion, I remember. Now, part of me wants to just not take anything. The other option is establishing a presence in the Mediterranean. In the Eastern Mediterranean, that is. The issue here is, of course, that you only have one base, so you have a very limited basing, so they will come and try to invade you. But that can also be an interesting opportunity, because then we could have an air base or 2 air bases there, that sort of thing. And we could keep everyone out of the Indian Ocean and truly turn it into our own bathtub. To get more bases, we would basically have to take Cyprus as well. And if we go all in, we could also have a foothold in Gibraltar. Because if you are present in the Med and there is a war, you are not guaranteed to only fight near your own possessions in the far east there. So it would make a bit of sense to be more spread out. Also because it gives some invasion options against the other dudes. This can complicate things greatly, I would say, because now we are suddenly fighting in the home territory of Spain, not very relevant. Italy can be a thing. Austria-Hungary doesn't feature in Japan 1890 games. And of course France. France is a home area. And you are only one step away from Northern Europe, so suddenly you are very close to the or in the home waters of major European powers, while we are much further away from northeastern Asia. It's one step to Southeast Asia, one step to the Indian Ocean, and one more step to the Med. So we would have to have sort of a Mediterranean expeditionary fleet, probably active at all times, stationed in the Med, and then we would also preferably have some units stationed in Southeast Asia. So it's either just ignore it completely, but it could be a long time until we get the opportunity to do something similar. So we could do this. Incredibly, we have the exact number of points needed, so it's almost like the game is tempting me to do it. Or we could do nothing at all. I would say those are the two options. We can't have a poll, to put it that way. It would have been fun, but there is no way to save in this. And yeah, it will be many weeks before we reach this. Well, I record this, then I think I just posted episode 7 or 8, and we are now episode 45. Now it will be some weeks before we reach this point anyway, so yeah. Oh, this is a hard choice. All in or not. I think we should also consider what would be the most fun. What would generate the most excitement. And I think if we go into the Med, then we have additional opportunities for conflicts and battles with some nations that are otherwise very peripheral. Italy, for example. To a large extent now France, now that they have no colonial empire. So actually, because it just fits, it cries out to me, and because the politicians back in Tokyo, they are now all over themselves. They are now talking about a global empire, not one just in the Indo-Pacific. So, yeah. Also, this will make Britain dislike me in the long run, especially Gibraltar, I think, is a trigger for them. Much like China gets upset because I control some of her territories. Scrap. Yes, we will scrap them. And they show me some German major warships. And we get improved 11-inch guns. That's cute, actually. It's faster. Yeah, this is bullshit. It can't really count, so. Save. Impressive. The budget is more than halved. We are now at a little over 400,000. But let us first assess our beautiful bases here. We have some coverage. Too bad no Malta, but now we can invade Rhodes. We can do Libya. We can get to Sardinia. We can do Morocco, Algeria, Tunis. So many possibilities. Ah. And what did finished building? Marshall Islands, was that it? Yes, okay, yeah, this one. So now we have 10 base capacity in the Central Pacific. That isn't enough, so we will need to expand more, but not right away. Ships in service. Move into the mud. And move to the mud. Mad. So 2 modern battle cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and a destroyer squadron sounds about right. We will do all reserve, of course. We have a lot of stuff in other locations, so we cannot. Let's move it all to Northeast Asia, and then we'll think about stuff. Yeah, basically we had almost nothing in Northeast Asia, of course. You know. Moving. I think I will wait with the dock building as well. Do we have any fortifications building? No, we only have these. Well, we have Djibouti building. Airship base in Hokkaido. Let's get. Oh, we need one airship base just for the lulz. Oh, we can make an airship base in Gibraltar. Intelligence efforts. This feels more relevant now. We are potential enemies with anyone. Still have relatively high tensions with Great Britain. It will probably drop. We are in a little bit of a pinch when it comes to money right now, but we will have to start fortifying, and of course Egypt is the most important. It wouldn't have helped if Malta was a thing here. I wouldn't have enough points to take it anyway. No, I could have taken Malta instead of Gibraltar, of course, but yeah. I don't get to choose that. Kind of weird that this one can rebel. I thought Malta was pretty British. Unrest at 0. So we are very much in negative land, but we can halt construction on these two. Turn. Yes, I will Kirishima. Halt construct. Northeast Asia. Need to mothball some things. Those expensive battle cruisers. Move to Asia. Serve. Serve. I'm not doing this to be difficult. I do it just to get a good overview of all my forces. Move. Yeah. 2, 3. Still have 9, 10 colonial cruisers left. That's good. No, I don't want auto-assigned anything really, but the Med needs a brilliant commander. Japan is in the Med. Told myself I should not do that before the game started. At least not until the end game, so to speak, but the worst thing that can happen is that we get pushed out. I don't think that will happen, but it's not a problem. And we still have some things to do in the Pacific, which is fun. We have Kamchatka, we have the Solomons, we have Papua or New Guinea, we have Fiji, and we have the French in New Caledonia, we have the Chinese, we have British in air, we have some Germans, and now we have the Med. I think this is gonna be pretty cool going forward. Coastal fortification. Improving bases, 5555. Djibouti is 11 because it was a fairly large base to begin with, right? Let's scrap some subs. They're pretty new, all of them. I don't have very many. 18 left. 5 and 13. Oh, 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 oh. I would still like Sumatra or... So smooth. So incredibly smooth. And I think Malta also upset Great Britain, so... yeah, we can take... This is poor. Fifth, this is faster. It has just better. Doesn't have 4 firepower. We can hope for a B model. Or we can do some more research on fighters. It's fine. It's not relevant anyway. I know some will disagree with that one, but I say it's fine. Delete. Pedo bomber range, I think. Malta is crazy. Fortification. Why? We talked about Malta and not being able to take it, and then I think I've never been offered Malta as Japan. Is it? I know that you're supposed to be more able to successfully complete that event if you have active forces in the area, but I didn't know. Wow. Wow. We have some light cruisers on the way. Here they are. Suppose we need an air base on Malta as well. Malta is very good to have when you're fighting in the Mediterranean, both in terms of the air base, and many battles take place in the area, and also a good place to retreat to. Yeah. Gibraltar, Malta, Cyprus. Suddenly our strategic situation in the Med is pretty damn good, I would say. Pretty damn good. This episode is probably going to be very long indeed. Ships under construction. These two are done, and the destroyers are almost done. This will greatly enhance my finances. And we now have most of our ships in to reserve, and then mothball these guys. Mothball, reserve. Okay, that was a lot of mothballing. Serving on these, I think, and active mothball. Are definitely serve. No, they are not. Serve. They are all mothballed. My destroyers, they serve. I know. Oh, do we have some that are active that are not in the Med? No. No, much improved. Craft groups. We are only using a few hundred. Veteran, good. Wow. That's gonna decline pretty quickly, so we just scrap all aircraft. Send them to Alexandria, and you can go to... Steve, go to Limassol, that's on Rhodos. Cyprus, I mean. Rhodes is under... Yeah. Hey! Guess we'll build a airbase on Malta in Valletta. Yeah, I was just checking the time and we are past the 1 hour 15 mark. I think we can just wrap up the year. That sounds about right. Turn. Djibouti, good. Okay. Well, here we go again. We are sending a battleship. Now we have catapults, that's useful. Now we can build a light carrier. Know that we have no money. No, we have a lot of money. Fine. It's not a competition about having the best planes. So Germany got upset. Yeah. Germany is no position to fight me anywhere where it matters. Hiroshima. 14 destroyers. Partial welding. Improved counter flooding. Destroyers. 1,000 tons. Torpedo bomber. Yeah, it can go a little bit further, and it's average. That's good. Slow. No. Yeah, and we are back to black. Yeah. Ah, my bad. Blah blah. Campaign. Yeah, let's kick him out of the service. There's no... I have no idea if he's brilliant or incompetent. Magbox can be a thing for some carriers, maybe. Okie dokie. Yes. I'm not gonna continue this, so till next time. And that concludes episode 45. That was a wild ride. Not the war part, that was pretty, well, timid or calm or chill or whatever. Nothing really happened. I did sink a light cruiser with an armed merchant cruiser. That was peak. Didn't take the Solomons, but we got 14 points of war reparations. And we got that event giving us Malta that came out of nowhere, and that was pretty awesome. So now suddenly we have an empire in the Med. I had not expected this by 1920, if at all. I had this vague idea that we might try to take Egypt at some point when we had an even stronger position, but now here we are, and I think it will be fun going forward because there isn't a lot my opponents can do against me in the Indo-Pacific now. There is some stuff on the eastern flank in the Pacific, but minor stuff. Yeah, I think it's a good move from a game standpoint as well, because we can have fun. That's the most important part. So thank you for watching, and see you again in the next one.